Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and run this. Got light shining on top of my head. Got a lot of forehead showing, but hey, it's because I don't have that hat on, hiding that kind of receding hairline. Anyhow, so this is kind of a short presentation to talk about the Nidecker Supermatic binding. Stuart has asked me about it quite a few times because he's tried it and had difficulties with it. I will say a couple of things about it. It's a binding that's set up for step-in, obviously, for convenience. So in the world of convenience, it can be quite convenient depending on your flexibility, your knowledge of putting a board on standing up by setting down, your knowledge of putting it on maybe looking up the mountain, digging the heel side in, or standing looking up the mountain, digging the toe side in. But this clip will show how to put your foot into the board and how I take it out. So it was mentioned in the previous part, but this gives you the visual. I hold it with the foot on the downhill side. I've already chopped the board in. Slide the toe under, lean forward with that knee and stomp it down, and you're in. It's the same process for the rear. It's a little bit different because you're going to stabilize yourself, but again, flat ground is the best place to do it. And then stick that toe in there and make sure you get a solid lockdown and you're good to go. Of course, you've got to have it all adjusted properly, but that's what you do beforehand. In general, flat ground is your best friend while stepping into the Supermatic. Supermatic has a lot of moving parts, I'm going to say that. So in relationship to a strap-in binding, there's so many other issues that can be involved with the Supermatic. In my mind, because I'm like Ted Nye, the science guy, I take things apart to see how they work. I take and look at the functions. I look at the ins, the outs, the pros, the cons. And at some point, Nidecker would think, this guy is crazy. But anyhow, there's so many different facets to it. One is it's a comfortable binding. So if you're not an aggressive rider, and you're very comfortable with just getting in and getting going, then you won't mind a few things. One is it's a little bit loose in the hold down of the entire boot, in my opinion, because I like a tighter binding with a better hold down. So that took me a while to figure out the high backs. I would like to see the high back with more adjustment on it, a further chain in it. Because I think I could go even more in forward lean than it offers. And the reason for that also is I want the high back to contour to the back of my boot. And when it's in an upright position, it's a little loose, a little spacious behind there, which means that I've got a little bit of movement like I'm doing now in the heel. And it caused my heel to lift a little bit. When putting it into deep snow on occasions, I don't necessarily get a double lockdown or all the way down on the back binding when I step in due to the snow compacted around it, you know, the necessary to maybe to kick the snow out of there and get a flatter approach, bang. But I have ridden it in a partial click, you don't come out, but obviously it's better in a full click. Once you tighten the bindings down, toe strap, the ankle strap and stuff across, you can find also that you've made it super tight for performance, but now you may have caused another difficulty. I looked at the ankle straps going on each, and they're not symmetrical across, they're asymmetrical. They go from wide outside the ankle to narrow inside the ankle, wide on the rear foot to narrow on the inside of the ankle. Now, I thought, gee, it would have been symmetrical all the way across. Same size on the outside of the ankle, dip down, same size on the inside of the ankle would be nice. But I now realize that that would interfere with the foot sliding in to the system. So they designed it with the asymmetrical ankle strap to the inside. So good for them. They were ahead of me because I thought it was going to be more effective to have a tighter strap across with everything equal, but it didn't work out because it ended up shorting the support strap in between. I also went off the numbers that Nidecker supplies to match your boot size because I wanted everything tighter. So I went up and down the scale, hoping to get some tighter hold downs with the ankle strap, toe strap, which I did. But then I limited the range of release on the binding. What I mean is when it slides forward, I limited how far I could get the knee to drive to get a good clearance and pull right out of the binding. So I created a problem for myself there. I had to adjust back and stuff. I look at so many pieces to see what's lined up and is it locked down. You do have to kind of know where you've got it set. Once you set it up, I suggest that you take your straps and get yourself a little paint pencil and put a paint pencil across whatever numbers of grips are showing on the ladders where you've decided to set it. Mark it, so if you have to open and close your binding, you return to the setting that you had without having to count it out and see that you're... On occasion, you may find the foot sticking a little bit in the release, so you can push down on the high back. That kind of opens up the ladder and allows you to swing the foot in there and get yourself out. This next example here is I actually step on the board to hold it still, step over onto the switch, pull my other foot out, and you are done. That's convenient. You're really on the same game again as you had it set up. So I've just told you a lot of the different characteristics of it. I do have some videos to show some of those, but this was to answer the question for Stuart. It's very convenient. I like it. It's fiddly, but I'm going to learn to adapt to it and use it, and I'm going to like it for the convenience itself. So in the world of convenience, it's great. For the world of adjustment, it takes a little while. Kind of like a new car. You don't just get in and grab the wheel and go. Learn a little bit about it and you'll enjoy it more. So I hope that helps everybody out there looking at the Nidecker Supermatic. It's a solid step-in system. It allows you to move across the board laterally, heel to toe. It allows you to move fore and aft also. Got a little latitude in the bindings. I love the high backs because they're dead tight straight back, and then they flex nice at the top for a little bit of a movement there. So all in all, it's a great binding. So I'm out on that straight ahead.